The German Chancellor Angela Merkel concluded her latest state visit to China this Tuesday. In what was her 7th visit to the country since assuming the German leadership, Merkel had been accompanied by executives from Siemens, Volkswagen, Airbus, Lufthansa and Deutsche Bank. This comes just 3 months after a high-profile meeting between Merkel and Chinese President Xi Jinping in Berlin, with much commentary being made on the so-called special relationship between the two countries. Merkel's latest visit largely centred on solidifying bilateral commitments to earlier proposals, such as establishing an RMB clearing centre in Frankfurt and Germany's role in China's proposed Silk Road economic belt. The German Chancellor and Chinese Premier Li Keqiang also agreed to expand cooperation in various sectors, including finance, manufacturing, IT, aerospace and security. Li also revealed that China will participate as a partner country in CeBIT 2015 in Hanover, one of the world's largest IT fairs, adding that the two nations will also host a China-Germany Year of Innovative Cooperation next year. Well, with ties appearing to deepen between the two countries, what sort of response has there been from China's online community on the sustained development of the Sino-German strategic partnership? Let's join our researcher Julia Liu in the newsroom to find out more. Hi, Julia. Well, as I mentioned, this is Merkel's 7th visit to China since taking power in 2005. And it's fairly unusual for major Western leaders to visit China quite so frequently. So how do Chinese net users feel about ties between Beijing and Berlin getting closer, despite the geographical distance between the two countries?
Hi, Michael. Well, from what I have seen, the Chinese online community generally holds a positive view of Germany and its people. And most net users have applauded Merkel's latest visit. Well, Keqiang1541 says, well, the German people are usually law-abiding, precise, down-to-earth, innovative, and are willing to face up to history. These are admirable characteristics. Meanwhile, net users have also praised the concrete agreements made during Merkel's latest visit. While China is already Germany's second largest export market outside Europe, and Germany is the largest European investor in China. And anonymous poster says, well, the bilateral economic relations between the two nations have deepened significantly recently, and Germany contributes a lot in terms of technology exports to China. And Ye Tan adds, well, the two nations have similarities in terms of comparatively limited resources with a comparatively large population, and China can use Germany's development patterns for its own reference. Well, Hua Jie remarks on Sohu.com. The Chinese government has been promoting the use of new energy vehicles, and now Merkel announced the cooperation in electric vehicles manufacturing. Volkswagen's Chinese joint venture has become the first beneficiary of the partnership. Meanwhile, this poster, Muzi35 from Henan, notes that Merkel attended the closing ceremony of the Year of Languages program between China and Germany, and remarks, well, it's important for China and Germany to have further cultural exchanges between the two countries, and learning each other's languages can serve as a nice bond. Well, this poster, Beijing Wangyu, says, well, both nations have made significant contribution to the history of human civilization, and their friendship contributes to peace and harmony in the international community.
Okay, well, interestingly, Merkel chose not to begin her tour in China's capital, Beijing, instead choosing the western city of Chengdu to kick off her visit. So what do Chinese net users have to say about this decision?
Well, most seem to believe that choosing to start her tour in a city other than Beijing indicates a close relationship between China and Germany. And they believe Merkel hopes to tap into the trade and investment opportunities in China's rapid growing western regions. While a post on 163.com says, well, Chengdu is likely to become the next German business hub. Compared to the eastern regions, there are fewer German enterprises in western China, while leaving big potential for trade developing there. Well, Ding Dong admires the integrity and approachability Merkel displayed during her Chengdu visit, saying, well, I like the fact that she went to buy some groceries for herself while in Chengdu. Her visit shows her common touch with the Chinese people and also sets a good example for Chinese officials to follow, in line with China's frugality campaign. Well, this poster, Long Dong, agrees, and he says, well, I believe Merkel's down-to-earth style is her real character, not an act. And 思念爱人 adds, Her visit to the wet market is important for obtaining information about Chengdu's investment environment by exploring the city's living and labor costs. And Su Ke is impressed with Merkel's speech about a sensible pace of urbanization, saying, well, excessive urbanization in Western China will have an adverse effect.
Okay. And it's also worth noting that Merkel's visit coincided with Beijing's commemoration of the 77th anniversary of the Marco Polo Bridge incident that triggered the Second Sino-Japanese War. Have any net users managed to uncover a narrative behind this coincidence?
Well, it seems net users think Germany has done a much better job than Japan about reflecting on its wartime history. While 人生药师 has this take on Weibo.com. Well, Germany really is a good friend of China. Merkel came just in time for our ceremony. While Xu Mingtian thinks that it may harm Germany's relations with Japan, saying, the Japanese companies won't be happy that Germany is getting into bed with China and snatching the Chinese market from under their noses. While Xu Lifan says, China is cementing an understanding with Germany despite Germany's aggression in World War II. This is a huge contrast with the current situation that we see with Japan. And Qiu Lin on Sina.com views that Germany is getting close to China while distancing itself from Japan. He says, well, in March, Merkel presented President Xi Jinping with a map of China from the 18th century, which provided strong evidence of China's sovereignty of the Diaoyu Islands and the South China Sea. Well, this suggests that Germany is siding with China over the current maritime territorial disputes with Japan. And additionally, this is the 7th time that Merkel has visited China, while she has only visited Japan once in the same period. And to wrap up, well, Hua has this take on Germany's deepening relationship with China at the expense of Japan, saying, well, Germany and Japan both have strong technology-based manufacturing industries. Well, their respective strengths seem to overlap too much. So I think this rivalry is the reason that Germany is looking more towards a relationship with China.
Okay, thanks for that, Julia. And that was China Take researcher Julia Liu with some views on Chancellor Merkel's latest visit to China and what it could mean for the future of relations between the country and Germany. Next up on China Take, some of the top trending phrases on China's most popular search engines.